You guys are watching today's NFL Mailbag. Every single question comes to us from our live audience here at Chat Sports. So if you want to get on the show, then subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any of the videos we do for you guys right here at Chat Sports. Super chat from Robbie. Keep up the awesome work, guys. Love your content and you're great dudes. Chat Sports 2021 Fantasy League. Go Hawks, baby. Stay tuned. All I'm going to say on that one. I can't make any promises, but stay tuned. And Robbie, I appreciate the super chat very much. L2 Cloud Z. Grade the Bears offensive line. Oh, that's a tough one. I was very confused when they drafted Tevin Jenkins and then ended up cutting their tackles. Obviously, they cut Massey before that. I would feel a lot better if they had kept Charles Leno at left tackle for a year and kept Jenkins at right tackle. I like the interior offensive line. I think that's fine between Sam Mustipher and Whitehair and Ifedi and Yanis. It's fine. I like Jenkins long term, but this is maybe like 20th or so in the NFL, somewhere in there, with room for more if the young tackles emerge. From Jeremiah Robinson, do you think Caleb Farley will come to form? I hope so. Before the microdiscectomy that Farley had before the NFL draft, I thought he was the best corner in this year's draft. I loved him. I got to see him out there, though, before I know for certain. Like, that's just, I think, the reality of what's likely going to happen for Farley. I want to believe, I believe in him, but I still got to see it a little bit as well. From Detroit Lions Talk with Micro Mike, a $5 super chat. Keep up the great work, Thomas. Get that L3 in there, Jeremy, for our Lions channel, because Micro Mike does run our Detroit Lions channel. YouTube.com/Lions today. YouTube.com/Lions today. Right there it is, bottom of your screen there. Micro Mike, I appreciate the super chat very much. If you're a Lions fan, go check out Mike and our Lions channel at youtube.com/Lions today. Melvin Cantu, who is the Cardinals' breakout player in 2021? I want to believe the right answer is probably Kyler Murray. If he can make the leap into being a true consensus top 10 quarterback, that's a really big deal for Arizona. Defensively, give me Isaiah Simmons, because I want him to be used properly and become the guy I saw that he could become at Clemson. From Brian, does Tim Tebow make the Jags opening roster? Let me sip something here. I mean, because the Jags tight end room is so bad, he has a chance. Like, that tight end room right now is Luke Farrell, a blocker from Ohio State, Chris Manhertz, a Panthers reject, James O'Shaughnessy, a Patriots reject, Tyler Davis, a 6th-round pick last year, who never really played, something called a Ben Elfson, and then Tim Tebow. So he should not, like, there's better tight ends in free agency than Tim Tebow. I'd rather have Delaney Walker if healthy, but I think Tebow has a real chance of making the roster in the end. Now, the Jags last year, of course, had the number 1 overall pick. So now I want you guys to be a hater for me in the comment section. What NFL team ends up getting the number 1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft? You can be mean. It's all good. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments section. From Midnight Umbreon, over or under Washington 9 wins? I think you're right at the good over-under point. 9 might be a push. I'm glad both our over-under questions are so accurate. I'm going to give them 8 wins, but I think 8, 9, 10, 7, that little range is about right for the football team. From Gary Sanderson, coaches on the hot seat. I mean, I think Zach Taylor for the Bengals is a big one. If the Cardinals and Cliff Kingsbury don't make a real playoff run and or at least push, I think he ends up getting fired as well. I think Vic Fangio, Denver Broncos, if they miss the playoffs, even if the quarterback plays bad and it's not Fangio's fault, with a new regime in charge, he might end up being on the hot seat as well. SG 2021, easy answer here. The better receiver is Brandon Ayuk. Jalen Hurts, and I get it, he's intriguing, and I know some Niners fans love him. He's done nothing in his NFL career. There's really no reason to think that Jalen Hurts, who was not a first-round pick, is better than a first-round pick in Brandon Ayuk when Ayuk's actually played games and Hurd hasn't. So for me, unquestionably, Brandon Ayuk. From 12L, Stephon Gilmore to the Steelers. Money's pretty tight for them right now. I'd be a little bit surprised if that's the route that they went. Corner is a need. I think for Pittsburgh, what might make more sense is adding a veteran corner in free agency. Yes, it helps them win games right now, but you got to pay him. And I don't know if Pittsburgh wants to go that route at this exact point. Question for you guys now. What's your favorite NFL team? Head down to the comment section right now and let me know who your favorite NFL team is. Because the reality is we have a YouTube channel just for your favorite NFL team. Here's how you can go subscribe. Go to chatsports.com and then replace team with your mascot TV. So what I'm saying is chatsports.com/teamtv. The team, though, becomes your team's nickname. So if you're a Tennessee Titans fan, chatsports.com/Titans TV, /Bills TV, /WFT TV, because Washington Football Team TV is way too long, /Saints TV, Vikings TV. We are posting on 26 of the 32 NFL team channels. And by the way, I've got the actual link for you guys for all those in the comment section to make your lives even easier. So whatever team you're a fan of, go subscribe to that Chat Sports channel at chatsports.com/teamtv. Christian Navarro, should the Jags be interested in former Steelers offensive guard David DeCastro? Look, they've committed to Andrew Norwell for one more year. Curious if Ben Barch gets on the field as a guard this year. They've got AJ Cantu. If DeCastro's healthy, I would say yes, if only to ensure that your franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, does not end up getting hurt. But I don't know if he's healthy. So because of that, it's more of a TBD on that one. Altodrick Grady, will Matt Ryan be traded next year? Maybe. The Falcons are kind of in this weird towing the line between, hey, we're going to win games, and okay, we're going to rebuild now with drafting a tight end over a quarterback and then also trading away Julio Jones. He is tradable next year. Before June 1st, they would save only $8 million, though. After June 1st, it becomes almost $24 million. But after June 1st, trades are pretty tough to actually see go down. So I say Matt Ryan's got this year and next year in Atlanta. Beyond that, though, as he turns 38, not quite as clear. From Denver Dad 40, rocking the dad shoes, which my wife bought me when she told me that she was pregnant, by the way. She brought me, it wasn't the Nike, it was the Reebok ones, I think. But like the white grass-cutting shoes, you know? Anyway, better safety, Minkah or Justin Simmons? I think it's Minkah Fitzpatrick. And those of you who have watched the show for a long time know that I love Justin Simmons. But I think you just named safety 1 and safety 2 in that order. Minkah's safety 1, Justin Simmons is safety 2. But what do you guys think? Get your votes in for me right now in the comment section. MF for Minkah Fitzpatrick or type JS for Justin Simmons. Ya boy Felix, can the Patriots trade for a top 10 receiver? And if so, who? I don't know what top 10 receivers on the market right now. Julio Jones was, and now he's not. So I just think that's not going to happen in the end for the Patriots. From the Rainbow Cow, top 5 NFL stadiums. Go Giants. Oh, jeez, I don't know. I've only been to a handful of them. I think Jerry World's certainly up there. I feel like Lambeau Field should be there just for like the brand, the whole side of it. I like Raymond James because of the cannons, the Bucs game. That's pretty fun there. I've heard good things about the Vikings Stadium. I've been to the Falcons one a lot. What's up, Jeremy? You can unmute yourself. Yeah,
I have a friend who's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. He says electric, one of the most electric environments he's ever been in.
All right, I could see Arrowhead being really good there. Okay, I think I forget what it's called right now. The Seahawks, it was CenturyLink, then they changed it. That one is a special stadium, so I'd say Arrowhead's in there. Heinz Field's field is too bad for me to include that. Worst stadium, Soldier Field, if only because of the All-22 footage is just garbage. From Evan, who has more to prove, Hurts or Newton? I think both from an immediate short-term perspective and also just like career stuff, it's got to be Jalen Hurts, right? Like Cam Newton's won an NFL MVP. We know what he can do. We don't know if he can still do it, but we know what he can do. Jalen Hurts last year was not a good passer. Like he's a good athlete, but you saw it down the stretch. If teams were able to take away the scrambling, it wasn't as great for Hurts. So I think Hurts, short-term and long-term, has the most to prove. Justin Baldwin. Will the Lions trade for or use free agency to pick up receiver help, or do they stick with what they have? I thought they were going to invest more in receiver. They added Brashad Perryman, Tyrell Williams, Geronimo Allison's back now. They drafted one of the St. Browns, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I think they're going to be good, but I don't think they should be good. I would go get help, but they're going to run the ball a lot. So receiver not as important for them as it is other teams. From my burner account, love the show. Please make a baseball channel. DC for life. TBD on that one. I don't know if a baseball channel's coming anytime soon. NFL and NBA are where we're at our best at Chat Sports, at least for now. From Devon Maxwell, what are your expectations / best case scenario for the Jets? I think the best case scenario doesn't really involve wins. I think the best case scenario is all about Zach Wilson. If Zach Wilson can show that he has the makings of a franchise, even if he's not Justin Herbert in year one, but if you can say, hey, this guy, he looks good, he's our guy, that's your best case scenario. If you have confidence in Wilson being your franchise quarterback, not because of where you drafted him, because of what he did on the field, that is the best case scenario for the Jets. Win-wise, 6-7 is probably what I think you're realistically hoping for if you're New York. Rank your NFC West running backs. Okay. Goodness, that's so tough. I think Chris Carson's number one. I'm going to limit myself to one running back per team since the Niners and Rams have like four. I'm going to go Chase Edmonds for Arizona. I guess Cam Akers for the Rams. And I think Raheem Mostert for the Niners. So the top four then is Chris Carson, Raheem Mostert, I guess Cam Akers, and I guess Chase Edmonds. I felt good about the first two. It's the rest of the order where I'm not really sure about. From Chad Greenback, am I crazy to think Mike Davis could go off this year? I'm thinking about getting him in the third or fourth round in fantasy. Now, I have no idea where Mike Davis is going right now in fantasy, but I think that makes a lot of sense. I do think the volume is going to be there for Mike Davis. I think the opportunity is very much there because the Falcons, under their new head coach, Arthur Smith, want to run the football. And the depth behind Mike Davis isn't really there. So I just pulled up his ADP. It's 63rd overall. He's RB24. That's really low for him. He should be a top 20 back. So I don't know about round 3. Round 4, depending on how big your league is, I think it's probably about right because I think the volume is going to be there for Mike Davis this season. If you guys want all of the latest NFL and NBA news and rumors, by the way, hit that big red button and subscribe. That way, whenever we post a new video, whatever it ends up being, you're in the know. You're updated. You get that notifications into your phone. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe. From Omar, should the Seahawks trade for Gilmore or Howard? I mean, if you can get one, I'd rather have Xavien Howard. But if you're going to get one of those guys, as backward as this might sound, you have to pay Jamal Adams too. And you probably have to restructure Russell Wilson and others. Paying Adams, in theory, brings down his cap hit. Because Gilmore and Howard both want an extension. And that's going to make it expensive to pay all of those guys on that side of the ball and offense too. Husker Football, is Juju a number one receiver for the Steelers? I mean, I don't think of him as a true wide receiver one. I think he's almost more of like a 1B, but a good 1B, right? Like, is he a top 32 receiver? Probably. Can he anchor a receiving core on his own with the current quarterback in Pittsburgh? No, I don't think so. Better quarterback play would also help Juju. So I think he is the best receiver right now for Pittsburgh. But is he a true, legitimate number one? I'm not so sure. From Stetson, where does KJ Wright end up? Great question. I have no idea. I think Wright at this point might wait for an injury. And if an injury occurs, Wright becomes a very coveted asset for that particular team. But right now, I don't have a great landing spot for him. I am surprised how little interest he's had in free agency. From Christian Navarro, then I want to get to Hunter's Super Chat. What do the Buffalo Bills need to do to improve in 2021? Run the football at least a little bit. Now, I am of the mindset, let your quarterback cook. That's a good thing. But you do want some semblance of a ground game, if only to ice games in the fourth quarter. The Bills' ground game was not very good last year. I think the defensive passing coverage, both the pass rush and the actual corners, how they stopped the pass, could also do with a bit of a boost. From Hunter Sprouse, love the show. Will Denver be contenders with Aaron Rodgers? If they get Aaron Rodgers, I think they are a top 5 team in the NFL. I think Chiefs, Bucks, in whatever order you want there with some other teams in there, Denver is in that conversation. Packers, of course, are no longer in there, but Denver jumps in. And if Rodgers is dealt, I think Denver makes the most sense for him. Right now, they're second in the odds for week 1. But if they can get Aaron Rodgers, the biggest question right now around the Broncos is the quarterback position. If they get Aaron Rodgers, that problem is answered just like that. So I think that'd be a huge addition for the Denver Broncos if they were to find a way to go get Aaron Rodgers. From Boss Hogg, will the Giants make something happen at right guard? They should, but probably not. I think Will Hernandez is moving over to right guard. Is that right? Marshall's not paying attention. Our Giants guy's not paying attention right now. I think he's moving to right guard, and that, I guess, is a solution for New York. The O-line in general has to be way better for New York this upcoming season. From Raul Corona, Super Chat just came in. How much will Devontae Adams want to sign with the Raiders if he doesn't end up being traded, I think is what you mean, not by raged. Or maybe you mean tagged. You probably mean tagged or re-sign with the Packers. Well, I think the Packers tag him. So if he does at the open market, you're probably looking at over $20 million per year. I get baseline, he's going to pass Amari Cooper. So you're looking at anywhere between, frankly, maybe 25. Like, Adams was so good last year, I thought he was the best receiver in the NFL. So maybe he doesn't get the weird DeAndre extension because he got traded and then got paid again, so it's a bit of an outlier. But I think 22, 23, well over 20 is what Adams is going to get on the open market.